Hello, Jessica Jurwix here, back from the review, and here's the marvelous surprise, and this is the first of the 2014 summer LEGO Marvel superhero sets, and this is set number 76022. It's called the X-Men vs. the Sentinel. It has 336 pieces, 4 minifigures, and it retails for $50 in the United States. Now let's take a look at the packaging. Okay, so here's the box for the set. Really cool design. I really like the background with the city. And they do have that 2012 X-Men logo that they used on the last set. And this really awesome corner art right there, which shows all the X-Men in this set. So that's really well done. Sadly, no side artwork, which I was kind of hoping to see how they put comic Storm and comic Cyclops, because they are kind of from different eras and stuff like that. But on the back, you can see it just kind of shows all the little play features with the set. So you get 2 instruction booklets in the set. You get the small one right here and this medium-sized one. And this one has a really cool advertisement for Guardians of the Galaxy. Though I was kind of hoping for a minifigure poster in this set because they usually have those small little minifigure posters on the back of the comics or whatever. But that's pretty cool still. And this one doesn't really have anything different. It just has that Marvel superhero thing. They didn't even put a Marvel superhero for the wind design. Also, the comic book right here is kind of based on Guardians of the Galaxy more so than X-Men, but you can see on the back they have this little X-Men artwork. So we'll read through it very quickly. Of course, pause if you want to see each individual part. And now it's on to X-Men, so it looks like maybe it just kind of ends right there, and then it goes to X-Men, so I guess they ended the Guardians of the Galaxy thing. And that's pretty cool, I guess. And that's it. So that's pretty nice, and now onto minifigures. Alright, so here's the Wolverine of the set. Really impressive, and he's different from the 2012 version. I have to note they do include his regular hairpiece in this set as an addition. But you can see this really awesome mask piece, which looks great. Here's the front of the mask, the inside, and the side right there. Really well made. The painting's just fine on mine. It looks a little bit off right there, but that's okay. And of course, you just pop it on like that. And that kind of leads to another really cool thing. If you see his face print, his front face printing has this kind of sunglass look on it, which is what they probably should have done with Batman, because that looks really cool. It makes kind of an excuse to have the white eyes when the mask is on. And you could also see his really nice printing right there. And on the back, he has kind of a really angry face and some nice back torso printing. No leg printing, but you can see with his hairpiece on, he looks like that. And we could compare this to the 2012 Wolverine minifigure, which is right here. And if you guys want to look at that, they both have the same kind of, it looks like it's the same claws, but it also looks like maybe a little bit thinner, but maybe that's just an illusion on mine. I know it's the same piece. So you can see just the face and the torso compared. The 2012 version does have some nice torso or leg printing, which is completely absent on the 2014 version. But you can see just their kind of normal faces right there. This one looks a little bit more, I guess, like Hugh Jackman, because he has more of a thinner face. That's really it. Now on to the next minifigure. So here's Cyclops, really awesome looking minifigure. He has some nice torso printing, sadly no leg printing. The only minifigure with leg printing in the set is Storm. And he does have an awesome front facial printing, where he kind of has this nice gold finish on his binoculars or whatever. And he has a pretty cool color scheme with this dark blue and I guess orange yellow. And the back, he does have pretty nice back torso printing. And if you look really closely, a nice addition of back head printing. Next up is Storm, and much like Cyclops, she's also an exclusive character to this set, but also another X-Men. And she does have some awesome printing all around. She's probably my favorite out of all of these minifigures in this set, because she has some awesome leg printing with some nice little boots, if you could see that. Very nice detail right there, and some very nice torso printing with kind of her outfit. And her hair piece right here is that kind of front comb female hair piece. But it is exclusive to the set in this white color, which looks really cool. Sadly, she doesn't come with the tiara, which is kind of how she would look in the comics if she had this look, with, this attire. But they would have to make a completely new hair piece for that. So I understand why we didn't get it. She also comes with these 2 little lightning minifigure hand pieces. which we get in so many other sets, but you do get 2 in this set, which are always nice to get because they're pretty cool pieces. And you can see this little felt part right here. It's kind of cool. It attaches to the hands of the minifigures. And you just kind of slip it in like that because there's these little holes right there. And it slips in quite well. And on her back, you can see she does have some nice back torso printing and some nice back facial printing. One thing I really want to point out is that she is one of the first black female characters that we've gotten. The only other one we got was some Star Wars minifigure from last year. And I say that's really awesome because we do need some more black females. And I love this front facial printing because you could use it just as a generic black female. So yay for racial diversity in the LEGO minifigure world. Alright, so here's Magneto, and this one is a little bit different from the 2012 version, which I do have right here. First off, you can see they do have the same facial printing and the same helmet right here. And Magneto is holding this helmet because he has this little clear tube piece in there. Nothing special, but that's pretty cool that they have the ability to hold this helmet. And they do kind of have a palette swap of colors because this Magneto right here has a purple cape with some red clothes, but this Magneto right here has some purple clothes with a red cape. So that's pretty nice. And this one's showing a little bit of skin down there, you can see right there, which I guess is pretty cool. And he does have kind of a different suit altogether. But this one does include this little hair piece right here in white, which I guess that's really cool. So you can switch out the helmet and just put this one on. And he does have some back printing right here. But as I said, they do have the same facial printing, so you can see even on the back right there, his back facial printing and the old version's facial print right there. So yeah, it's the same, but still, it's nice to get Magneto with a little bit of variation. And he does come with this little part down here, which is just kind of like a minifigure stand to make him fly around, because it's a little bit of, like, I guess what's supposed to represent metal, because, you know, he can control metal. And he has those 2 little jumper parts and then this little part right here. So nothing special, but it's pretty cool that they included this anyways. Okay, so here is the Sentinel. He may look a little bit weird at first, but I'll show you a very easy mod on how to make him look cooler. But he does have lots of little mini ball joints, 8 to be exact. He has 2 right here, 2 on these little knee parts, 2 on the arms right here, or more of the shoulders, and 2 on the arms. So that's kind of interesting. He does have some nice printing in the middle right there, which you can see it has this little triangle and some metal wiring, which is basically what you see in the comics. And he does have some nice printing on his headpiece right there, which that's pretty cool. It's on one of those dome cylinder pieces or whatever you want to call them. And the posability kind of makes it fun to make some funny poses with him. So I'll just make a few example ones. You could kind of move his fingers too, which are these little fork pieces, as I call them. So you make him do like all these different disco moves. Like, let me see. Put him like this, like this. Make him dance to disco, or you could even make him do the Michael Jackson crotch grab. Ah! I can't even do that. I don't, because everyone's probably like frowning at me right now. And he does have some nice little purple pieces all around. There's some that are really kind of uncommon, like these little parts right here. So that's nice. And you do get 10 of those in the set, and I believe they're exclusive to this set, which is just too crazy. So I really do like that. And on the bottom, he does have these little dishes right here. He has 2 dishes and then 2 of these studs. Now on the back, you can see he does have 2 of these push missiles. Which, there you go, that one kind of went far. So yeah, it's really kind of just a figure that you're going to want to pose around a lot. It shows that he could kind of hold Wolverine in the front of the set, but the only way you could kind of do that is if you put his hand on the stud like that. So it does kind of work because there's this little piece right there. So you would have to put Wolverine's legs holes on that piece. And if you do put it right there, like I said, it works. It's a little bit, I guess, wobbly, so you can move that side, but it looks pretty good right there. And last, I'll show you the way how to make it a little bit cooler. All you have to do is you see the headpiece right there. They put this extra purple plate right there. Take that off. Bam, it looks a little bit more proportionate. Sure, his head's a little bit out of proportion to this middle part, but to his arms and his legs, I think it looks pretty fine, and it looks much better with like this. Of course, in the comics, he's a little bit more bulky, so this isn't too accurate, but still, as a little construction figure, I guess, it's pretty fun to play with. So here is the X-Jet itself, and it's actually really awesome in design. It has this kind of sleek look with all these dark blue pieces, which are quite rare, especially these little parts right here. I believe these parts, this little tail part in this dark blue color, is exclusive to the set. So that's really cool. And just for measure, it's actually double the size of Tremor Track Infiltration. So if you have Tremor Track Infiltration, you'll know how long it is. So for a $50 set, maybe that is a little bit too small, but there's lots of nice details inside, which is one of my favorite parts of the set. But first, let's take a look at the outside. The front little window right there has this little sticker right there, which has an X on it. And this part down here has a sticker, which is kind of just a blue continuation to go onto these little slopes right here. So that's kind of cool. The sides have these dark blue pieces. The top, you can see they have these little, I forget what they're called. They're more of like slope pieces. And you got 2 in blue and then 2 in black. Also, there's this hidden shooter from the back, which you could actually raise right there. And of course, those have those push missiles, and all you have to do is push down on there. Those go really far, so that is quite a cool play feature. That's one of the really the main play features besides some flick and fire missiles. So maybe the set probably needed some more play features for little kids, but as a display model or as a model that you're going to swoosh around, it's just fine. So there's the wings, like I said, and on the bottom, you can move these little wings because they're on a hinge, so if you're going to swoosh them around, you can play around with them, but if you put them down, they're going to just basically flap up. The back, there's these 2 little engines right here, which are pretty cool. Here's a little look at the hidden missile launcher function, and you can see how that works. They basically just use some Technic pieces. On the bottom, you can see some of the design in the middle section of the ship itself. Then they have this piece right here, which is actually kind of exclusive to the set in this dark grayish blue color. So that's pretty cool that they have an exclusive piece in that color. And other than that, that's really it for the exterior of the set. Now let's take a look inside the cockpit. And you can see there's room for 2 minifigures already right there. So that's 2 minifigures you could fit on the front cockpit. And let's just put Cyclops right there. And Storm, you'll probably have to take off her little lightning rays. You could probably leave her cape on. And inside there, you can see they fit quite well with some extra room. And also there's these side little printed pieces, which aren't new for sure. But it is cool to get some printed pieces nevertheless in there. Then if you go onto this piece right here, you can see it just kind of opens. You gotta put this back, it opens like that. So it's basically the same lift function as the front right there, except instead of being on these brackets, it's on this kind of handlebar piece right there. And also I forgot to mention, but this screen piece in this color is quite rare. It hasn't come in a set since the Ultrasonic Raider, and then before that, it came in sets from 2010 or 2003 to 2010. So basically all the sets you could get in are discontinued besides this set. But you can see right there, there's this little sticker piece, which I kind of wish was a printed piece, but it's alright. And I can't even get it out, but it basically says warning, and then it shows the face of the Sentinel, and then basically some lines to kind of show some small writing, but you can't really read what it says. And you can fit 2 more minifigures in there. So this brings the total of minifigures you can fit in here to 4, which is actually really cool. I'll just fit Cyclops and Storm in there again. So you can see they fit quite snugly in there. And there's this little sticker right here, which is just kind of a warning sign sticker. Pretty cool, if you ask me. But other than that, you really can't see that from the outside. So that's kind of just a little detail so when you do lift it. And you can see there's not really much else room in there, and not really anything else, except there are these 2 little, I guess, kind of like a cupboard or something like that, but you can't even open it all the way because this chair is blocking it. So there's actually nothing that they tell you to fit in there. But that's really it for this build altogether. You can see one last look like that. It is pretty cool, pretty sleek. And now onto the final verdict. Now that I have this set built, I have to say, this is actually a really cool set. I thought the builds were a little bit weird when I saw them at the toy fair. And now that I have them built, I think it's really kind of sleek and cool. First off, for the X-Jet right here, I love how this thing has an interior design because you got lots of room inside. You have room for 4 minifigures sitting down, plus some extra space. That reminds me of back in the day when I used to play with Lego. because I don't play with Lego anymore. I just kind of build it and stuff. And I used to play with my brother this little Lego game, and we would build these ships that have space inside, and we would fit our minifigures in there. And like I said, you could fit 4 minifigures in here, which is just awesome. And the design of this is really kind of sleek and really kind of modern. There's some studs showing here and there, which I think are a little bit weird. Like, I wish they would have put a tile piece here or make this a little bit more sleek with some curves or something. But other than that, I love the sleek design of this part right here. The wings are really cool because you got this cool wing detail where there's 2 big ones on the top and then 2 small ones, which are a little bit more posable on the bottom. So that's cool. And then I like the design of the engine with the hidden flick and fire missiles. But really, that's the only play feature in the set. So if you're one of those people who do play with Lego, expect this set to just be one of those sets that you would want to put your minifigures in and swoosh around and stuff like that. And when you get to this guy right here, the Sentinel, when I was building him, I was like, this guy looks really bad. But I just discovered something. And basically, what you have to do to make him look a little bit better is only this. All you have to do is take this bottom plate out, this little purple round plate. There you go. He looks a little bit better, if you ask me, because now he has a more proportionate design. So his hands are a little bit more in proportion to his head, and his legs are a little bit more in proportion. Because when you put that, it looks like he's all out of whack in like proportion. He looks like he's big and then small. So I like this. He's not really too accurate to the comics, because in the comics he's a lot more bulkier, and I believe he looks a lot more like a human. But that's all right, because I really like how they put this guy. And he's more of an action figure, I guess you could say, because he has so much posability. You got these little ball joints right here, and they use a lot of them on this figure, because you can move these top little arms or whatever, and then you have 2 on the bottom for his legs, so you can move this leg part, then move this little shin part right here. So that's really cool. And he does have these funny little fingers right here that are also really posable. So you can make him do funny poses and stuff like that. And so that's going to be fun. I can't wait to see pictures on Flickr that are all funny based on this figure alone. And then last, there's some really cool pieces in this set. Of course, Storm's hair is exclusive to the set in that color. Wolverine's mask is, of course, exclusive. And just the minifigures alone are really, really well detailed. Sure, it's for $50, which is a little bit weak if you ask me. But like I said, they have some really nice detail, and Wolverine has that exclusive mold, which I guess kind of makes up for it. But that kind of leads to the last kind of part, and the major complaint of this set. The price is a little bit, I wish it was $40, because $40 for this set with this cool mold right here for Wolverine stuff, I would have probably given this an A. But it is $50 for 336 pieces, which is really, really lame if you ask me. Especially when 2 of the minifigures we've already gotten those characters before, and Magneto looks a lot like the minifigure from the 2012 set. I guess more so than Wolverine, because Wolverine has some more different printing on his face and his torso and stuff like that. So yeah, there are some pretty cool pieces throughout. Like, you got some pieces in dark blue that are kind of super hard to find, and you got this little windshield right here, which is really hard to find and stuff like that. So overall, I will give the set a B+. It's a really cool set to play around with for just the swooshability factor alone, and putting your minifigures inside and stuff like that. And if you want to play with kind of an action figure or contraction figure in the Marvel superhero side, I would say this guy's pretty fun to play with, this Sentinel. And the minifigures are so cool. So yeah, it's a pretty cool set, if you ask me. So that's it for this review. I'm sorry I can't get the Guardians of the Galaxy sets, because they're releasing on June 1st or whatever. So I'm going to try my hardest to track them out from other stores besides the Lego store. So I'll see you guys later with some more reviews. Bye.